everyone, Elizabeth Critton, Avon Certified Beauty Advisor Trainer. Today we're going to talk about how to pick what shade of foundation that's perfect for you. So you may have decided, well, I love this line or I love that line. You know which line you want to use, but then you have to pick the right color. It can be a little intimidating. I know looking at the colors, you're like, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 that might be right. Here's the trick to it. A lot of people think that they're choosing a color from intensity, from light to dark. They're like, well, that seems the right color for me, or that's about the right intensity. But there's 2 different things to look at when you're picking a foundation: intensity and undertone. The reason that some of these colors, they just seem to look alike and you can't tell the difference of why it works for you is because sometimes they're the same intensity, but they have a different undertone. Have you noticed, and let me explain undertone real quick for you. Have you noticed with red lipstick, let's say you draw one on your hand and you notice it can almost turn orange, right? That's a warm red. And then sometimes you draw a red on and it looks a little more like a wine or purple. That's a cool red. It's the same thing with foundations. You could have 2 foundations that look about the same color of beige or brown, but one tends to have a yellow undertone or one tends to have a pink undertone. When you're in the lighter colors of foundation, they'll tend to have a yellow or a pink undertone. When you get into the darker shades, it'll look almost like an orange undertone or a blue undertone. So those are the different undertones, but it can be the same level of intensity, but a different undertone. So how do you do that? How do you decide? Now, I know a lot of people, they'll put the foundation on their hands. And that's not the right thing to do. Your hands get more sun than your face just because of driving a car. That's not the place to match foundations. You want to match it on your face. Now, I know a lot of people have been trained to match on their jawline, right? 1, hopefully you're not taking foundation out to your jawline anyway. And 2, I've done that and no one can see in the mirror. They can't tell. They can't see what they just did. So what I do is I match people on their chin. So what you want to do is you want to look at the colors that might match, right? And pick the 3 that seem closest. Whether you have full-size bottles to choose from or little sample packets, lay them out in front of you. I don't know how, in order. So if you're going to put one on this side, set it on the table here. You're going to put one on the middle, put it there. And if you're going to put some on this side, set it here. I don't know how many times I've just sampled on people. This is early on. I sampled on people and I'm like, oh my God, that's so perfect. And then the table's a jumble. I don't even know which one it was and we had to start all over. So set them down. Pick 3 colors and set them down and then place them on your face. I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so you put the foundations on the back of your hand, or if you've got a packet or a cream to powder, and then you put it on a Q-tip. And I tell people, what I call it is striping. You want to put it on thick, and then you want to stripe. Let me get a mirror here. You want to stripe thick. Whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it on another person, you stripe thick so that you see what's happening. If you let someone else match your foundation, I'll just be honest, I mean, you can make anything match. You can make anything work. Anything within 3 or 4 shades of what's correct or undertones. Someone who's trained in matching foundations can make it look right. I let people, and I know how to blend for people, but I let them blend it themselves. And I want you to blend your own foundation when you're matching for yourself so that you see what happens when you blend it in. And then you want to face natural light. So, if you're in a store, try and go towards a window. Heck, I've had people walk outside, just to get some natural light because they're whatever reason they couldn't get it then. Then you want to blend it in yourself. Kind of blend it towards this side. You're going to blend, use a different finger there. And then you're going to blend over to the side. What's interesting is, oh yeah. So a lot of times you could see a color that didn't look right away. You're like, this middle one actually makes my face look a little bit ashy or something. I don't know, or gray, or it doesn't look right. And the thing is, these 2 on the sides, they seem to both blend in. And that happens to a lot of people. You're like, but Elizabeth, 2 of them look like they were meant for me. Okay. So that's when I have people do the entire cheek. They'll do the entire cheek, and that way they get to see how it really looks. And I want to encourage you again, I know I told you to put it on heavy on your chin. I want you to encourage you to put it heavy on each cheek. Why? Because then you'll know that it really matches. You can really see undertone. And then when you go to wear it normally, lighter probably, then you'll know, yes, this is going to match. It's always going to match. But again, to recap, look through all the foundations, find the right intensity that's right for you, and then try on at least 3 of the foundations. Stripe them on your chin, blend it in yourself, facing the natural light, and you will best see which foundation intensity works right for you. Catch me in the next video when I show you all the tips and tricks to properly apply foundation to your face. See you there.